Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Nisha with I Can't Believe We're Friends podcast. This episode, we are talking about conspiracy theories. And just so everyone knows, I didn't commit suicide and I don't want to die. So if something happens, conspiracy theories, you know. So give us a listen. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube, and give us feedback because we like to hear it, but we never get it. So come on, guys, pick it up. Hope you guys enjoy.
He's the dude that just got killed because of all the pedophile bullshit in jail.
Dude, that motherfucker should.
I'm not saying
What's
he
the
shouldn't have
conspiracy
died.
behind him dying?
Well, because
He was on suicide watch, and then they took him off suicide watch, and then magically he fucking died, even though he had no access to kill himself. And the people that he was supposedly tied to. Okay, I'm not going to say that Trump was tied to him because I don't know. Obviously, I
A lot
haven't
of
read
big
the
people were tied
but
to who is calling out.
he definitely was with Bill Clinton at some point on his plane, on his island. Supposedly, Trump was there too. Not at the same time, but supposedly Trump visited said island as well. And if anybody would want somebody like that dead, it would be, I don't know, the sitting president.
Well, not even that, just anybody not in office, but in fucking politics don't want their fucking dirt thrown out like that.
And supposedly there was a lot of fucking dirt to be had. I don't know. I haven't done the research, but that shit, I don't know. That one just stinks to high heaven to me.
Everyone has a theory about everything.
that's why they're theories, multiple.
Yeah, smart ass, but it'll
Plural.
fuck with you if you take them seriously. Or literally every last fucking conspiracy.
See, but anything
and that's where Alex Jones has fallen off the fucking
nuts.
See, but the thing is that even with people or theories that are everyone's like, oh, of course that happens. It's still just a theory because we don't have.
You weren't there.
Everything's a theory.
Everything's a
fucking
theory.
idea.
So yeah,
It's the same thing like that. I'd mentioned to him about that fucking alien bullshit we did last week, where supposedly it was Eisenhower that fucking met with the Greys or some bullshit, and that's where we ended up starting getting better with our weapons.
The technological advancements.
We went from fucking
weaponry,
propelled engines to fucking jet engines in less than like a decade or some shit, which is really fucking crazy. But that's just another goddamn theory.
yeah, it's all theories. And,
Every single bit of it is theory.
Because we don't like you said we're not there.
You know that's what creationists use, right? That the reason it's the theory of evolution is because it's not fact and da 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 da.
Well,
My
neither
family
is
didn't come from
creationism.
apes.
I'm sorry. Anybody who listens, like the three of you who are Christians, if you are,
I came
That's
from
a-
a fucking rib.
that's the problem with creationism.
No, that's just because you bit into it and it was so good it made you come. That's not the exact same thing.
From a rib that I guess was a dude's sister and fucking, it's...
sister wife.
It gets all fucking convoluted in the Bible, dude. It's really weird.
But yeah, if the
Don't get me
theory
started
of
on the conspiracy theories on the Bible.
Holy shit.
if the theory
That's a whole
of
different 5 episodes, motherfucker. Don't play with me.
if the theory of evolution is quote unquote just a theory, then so is creationism. No one was there. No one knows for sure.
But you believe it on blind faith.
Oh, well, fuck faith. I ain't got that shit. I'm fresh out.
Hey,
in
I
all
got
honesty,
faith. Love fucking Limp Bizkit's version.
In all honesty, we believe what we believe on blind faith, honestly. You know what I mean?
Everybody believes on blind faith, and that's the
yeah.
problem. Nobody realizes that everybody believes
We had that
shit.
talk, a couple of weeks ago? Like, no one fucking knows until you're
Nobody.
there, bitch.
Yeah.
And once you're there,
It's a
you're not
little
telling
late.
anybody.
Yeah, you ain't coming back with answers after
That's
that.
all there is to it.
And then the people point to the fucking near-death experiences and all that shit. It's like, okay, you have to realize that your body's going through trauma and it's creating all of these chemicals in your brain, how do you know you're not just seeing what the fuck you want to see in that moment?
But there
It's
have
all the
been
fucking chemicals.
but there have been plenty of people, or just as many people, who
survived.
come back and say there was nothing
Don't
fucking
see,
there.
but they don't believe in anything. So how do you know that's not what you're wanting to see to prove you
Maybe
right?
it's just your mind trying to put you at ease.
Exactly.
All the
Whatever
chemicals
you
trying to
find
calm you
peace
down.
in is what it shows you.
See, but then again, there have been people who are atheists who had near-death experiences that come back and
that
say,
even Alexander dude, he was actually
Yeah.
a neuroscientist or neurosurgeon, I think, and he had a near-death experience, and then he goes into a big elaborate story, and he found God because of
Harry
it.
Houdini was a complete fucking non-believer. And he believed wholeheartedly at one point. Then he realized all these fucking shysters and tricksters were out there fucking with him about his mother and trying to fucking confuse
Get money out of
fool
him,
him and get money out of him. So his whole deal was, if when I die, I'm gonna come back and prove there's an afterlife. So now it's like a yearly thing on his birthday that fucking everybody gets together around his grave.
I didn't know that
to
was
see
why.
if there's some fucking sign. Yeah, but he's never sent a sign. I mean, there's no. So we don't know if there is or there isn't. You know, maybe there is, or maybe he got caught up in some bullshit in his perfect fucking life. You know,
who knows?
It's red tape.
it's all
red tapey.
What dreams may come type shit where you find
Oh.
Fucking shit.
beautiful life.
I love
you
and
know.
hate that movie.
I
I love
adore
that
that
movie.
movie.
It's beautiful
We
and
miss you, Robin Williams. Motherfucker was amazing.
but that movie's devastating. Oh.
What's this Paul McCartney thing you were telling me about?
Okay, so
That's one of the crazier ones that I was just
Seriously,
like,
well, it's
huh.
having to do with the Beatles. Are you fucking kidding me? All right,
Because
won't say.
I know what the theory is.
So the theory is that the quote unquote real Paul McCartney died in 1966 and was
Drug overdose.
It doesn't. I
don't know that.
It doesn't
I
say.
think there's been like different speculation as to why he died.
But the
Well,
overall, yeah,
whatever.
the
Finger
overall
quotes.
thing is that the original died in 1966 and was replaced with a lookalike, and the lookalike has been the one.
That's
That
been.
did Wings and all the other
He's been.
bullshit.
And-
That's Paul. That's the new Paul McCartney.
And there's a lot of reasonings behind that. Of they look slightly different pre 66, post
And
96,
they have
and then
a
the
very similar theory with Eminem as well. But
I've
he's
seen
the
that.
new Eminem is not the original Eminem
And that
because
goes into the
he
whole
died of a drug
Illuminati
overdose.
cluster
Uh-huh.
fuck thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then the reason people, or another piece that people give
There was
examples
a
of,
thing
is the
that they
album
said
cover.
that the Beatles told you on the cover of
Abbey Road, because everyone else is in step except McCartney.
And he's wearing an all white suit. He's wearing no shoes.
That's John.
No, yeah, I think
John- yeah,
I
John's
think
in
Lennon
all
was
white,
the
yeah.
all white, and
Oh, then I
in
got
all
the two
white, yeah.
confused.
but
John's the fucking shit. John was the Beatles in my mind.
Oh no, yeah.
Although Paul McCartney was the one that taught them how to fucking play and blah blah blah, but John had the swagger about him. You know what I mean?
He was the artist
He's the fucking
in the
shit,
group.
dude. John Lennon was
What
fucking
was
awesome.
the proof with the cover?
that's what they
The
were
walking
using.
in
They're
step.
saying everyone else in the band is walking in step, but McCartney.
Really?
And
And
because
that's just like a little nod to let you know, like, oh yeah,
he's not. He's
it's not. He's not.
He's
the
not the
same.
same.
It's not the same one.
yeah,
He's not one of us or whatever the. Fuck.
not one of us, but,
I mean, that's
he's different.
essentially what they were saying.
That he
He's
was
the same,
different.
but he isn't the same.
Yeah,
Well, that kind of goes into the whole fucking. Everybody's got a fucking theory. The Tupac thing, the fucking Biggie thing,
Elvis.
There's another thing making the rounds about Tupac right now that he's in like fucking Africa or some
Shut the
bullshit.
fuck up.
Did you know there's a theory on Hitler that he actually survived
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
World-
there.
Yeah,
World
shit was
War
going
II?
on.
I can never
But
say
he-
world. God damn
He
it! Fuck
didn't
it.
World
survive
War?
secretly.
That's
Supposedly, I think it ties into the Allies finding him and they kept him alive. He made an
Left,
agreement
left,
of
right, left.
cessation of hostilities
No, that's
in the war, and that's why they
That's-
let him
is
live,
that
and he
George?
moved down to fucking Brazil.
No, dude, they're all in
Supposedly.
stride together. I'm actually looking at the cover right now. They're all in stride together, except for, I want to say that's George, and Ringo's in the back.
Let me see.
So that's John.
No, that's George.
That's Paul.
That's George.
That's Paul. At the
That's
time, dude.
George. That is George. Don't fucking fuck around with me. That's George. McCartney than Ringo. Because George
What-
always has
what's
had
the
the
order?
facial hair.
At one time, fucking Paul had a beard.
But not like that. That's... God damn it. Fucking
I'm looking it up right now, you mook.
go for it.
See, that's Paul.
I know that's Paul.
That one's Paul.
And-
the one in the blue suit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And he's got no shoes on. That's what I was thinking of.
Ah. Huh.
Because, see, everybody else has their right foot
Yeah, everybody's
back.
walking left.
He's got his right foot forward.
Yeah.
And he's wearing no shoes. And that's supposed to be, like, the thing, the tell, or whatever the fuck. I know that's a stretch, but...
Kind of like fucking Kurt Cobain giving the breath before he fucking finished his last line and unplugged.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be his goodbye to the world.
Oh, because he knew he was going to commit suicide, or?
He knew Courtney was going to fucking kill him.
He knew he was going to die, supposedly.
Well, that's...
But he's singing a Lead Belly song. Fuck, what is it?
I haven't watched
My
the...
Girl, some shit like that. It's not Temptations' My Girl, obviously. But it's, before he takes the last breath, and he looks at the camera dead in the eyes. And everybody fucking got chills when they realized it, because not even a couple of months later or some shit, he ended up killing himself.
And that there's a whole
Killing himself.
there's a whole conspiracy theory about that one too.
I
So
like fucking with people and telling them Dave Grohl had him killed.
Who gained the most?
Fucking who had a huge goddamn career after he died.
Just
I
saying.
know,
Foo
but
Fighters
still.
ended up pretty fucking big.
Yeah, they did.
Fucking huge. They way bigger than Nirvana ever was.
But I
That was
think
his
Nirvana
stepping-
would have
yeah,
been
that was his stepping
bigger
stone.
had Cobain survived.
Oh yeah. Had the whole grunge thing kept going. I'd never heard that about the Beatles. That's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
But of course, we're never gonna know.
Had I ever told you that thing about Elvis though? Supposedly Elvis had a twin. Well, in real life, supposedly he had a twin. I don't know if he did or not.
I never knew that.
But there's this whole fucking, Elvis, Aaron Presley wasn't the one that got all fat and fucking addicted to drugs. Apparently he had a brother that looked just like him named Fred. And Elvis
Why
was,
is it always Fred?
Elvis was tired of the shit, and fucking Fred was like, hey dude, I'll do it. And Fred's the motherfucker that got all fat and fucking ate banana ham sandwiches or whatever the fuck.
I'll take
ended
this
up
shit on
dying.
the toilet.
Ended up dying, and fucking Elvis is living in Tahiti somewhere or some crazy shit
The-
until he
and
died.
There's supposed to be a tell about that too, that his middle name was misspelled on the tombstone at Graceland. I can't remember how the correct spelling of Aaron was, but it was a different spelling on the tombstone. And that's how
It wasn't actually him that died because the name is wrong.
This is a typo.
yeah, it was a type, like
This is a typo.
he's
Someone
got that much
etched that
money and
motherfucker
they're paying for the fucking
The
tombstone.
guy died and you couldn't get my shit right.
Fuck
Use
you.
much money. I got a fucking city. That's mine. Like Graceland's basically fucking. That's
No, that
fucking
is his.
spicy
Like
shit.
that's his. That's
Side note: I do want to go there one day.
Grace.
I do
It's
too.
fucking.
My brother's
beautiful.
actually gone there. A few
I've
times.
been there once,
Yeah.
and it was like went there as a kid, and even as a kid, it was just like it's so fucking cool. He had a waterfall inside his fucking house. Before that was like a prevalent thing. It was like a rock wall. It was like basically like that, but it had water running down the motherfucker.
Oh, for anybody who is wondering what that is, our
We have a
fireplace
brick
is
fireplace.
brick.
Yeah,
It's a brick mantle.
Yeah, just that part of the wall is brick, so
but
it makes
It was
sense.
beautiful, and it looked very like 70s ish for some
Of
reason.
course.
Definitely. Without a doubt. Shag rug and shit like that. Yeah.
Backyard's not as big as you would think.
It's because
Like
it's all house.
the main part of the yard where the pool and
What the
stuff
fuck was
is.
he going to do? Run laps out there? You know goddamn well. Or
you-
Elvis wasn't running
You
in.
don't know.
I
Or
don't-
his fat ass brother.
His
Fred.
fat ass brother definitely
Fred.
wasn't fucking
Fred.
Oh,
Now,
that's
do
funny.
you think that government people have people killed, like certain people killed?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding
God,
me?
that's not even a theory. That's fact.
Hey, if you die tomorrow,
Isn't that what
We
Secret
fucking know
Service is?
Yeah.
it's a secret.
It's supposed to be a secret, Mandy.
The cat's out of the bag.
Gave it away. Good job. Fucking spilled the beans.
And that's what I think is really funny about Alex Jones, because he'll go on. Well, I haven't listened to him in a long time, but whenever I was listening regularly, he would say, "And I'm giving you this information, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to commit suicide, and I'm not suicidal, and da 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 da."
He still hasn't died
Just to be
yet.
like covering his bases and shit like that.
Well, he's
Meanwhile, he goes on Rogan like fucking 6 months ago, and he was like, "I'm kind of retarded." Those
He
words
did.
came out
He
of
really
his mouth.
did. Those
It's just
that-
like,
verbatim.
okay.
Most of us are, though.
Yeah. But he's a big proponent behind Sandy Hook being...
No. He's
Did he
initially he did say that. He got a lot of heat for it, and then he went back on it, saying, okay, I think he basically said that he was given wrong information.
Most of the shit he's given and talks about might be wrong. Does he not
Don't
realize
get me started on
that?
Alex
That's what
Jones.
bothers me with most people, man. If I say what I say, usually if I'm adamant about it, I fucking believe it. And I'm not going to turn my beliefs for fucking anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. And if you're one of them motherfuckers that are like, oh, no, I was wrong. Or even if it's an unpopular comment. If you're a racist piece of shit, you're a racist piece of shit. At least stick by it. You know what I mean?
She and I have had that conversation because it's like,
Don't be fucking
you
fake
don't
in my
know
face.
what happened in that person's life to make them that
Make them
way.
like that, yeah. Absolutely.
There could be an extenuating circumstance. It doesn't mean you need to generalize everybody. I get
Which
that
people
aspect
tend
of
to
it.
do.
And they do that. But there could be something that caused that.
But at least stand by it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but-
Like, fuck all of it.
I mean, not like murdering motherfuckers.
Okay.
and shit,
Yeah.
but-
Okay, I have a problem with that, just for the simple fact that most of the time you get what you believe from people. Whenever you're younger, your beliefs are gotten from, like,
yeah,
people
who were
you've
raised by
encountered.
and
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah.
And so you can truly believe it, but it's full of shit. So if you find out
That
that,
is-
it's full of shit, then you should probably reevaluate
But
your
at the same
beliefs.
time, it's hard to fuck with those subliminal fucking our mentality when we're young, especially
Someone else
when we're
isn't going
fucking.
to tell me that my belief is wrong and
I
get me to change it, but
still don't
that
like
somebody else
Hondurans.
gave you your belief in the first place. It's,
I'm not a big fan of fucking El Salvadorians or fucking Colombians, and I have no idea why.
I think it's just inherent.
I've never had a
in the
real
Mexican
problem
blood.
with. Hey, as a matter of fact, most of the people I've met from El Salvador, we
Pretty
tend to be
cool.
fucking pretty
Yeah.
cool. But it's like a
But there's a
racial
hierarchy in
thing.
all...
Like, we hate each other for some reason.
In all races.
Yeah, all races, all people. There's a hierarchy, quote unquote, because apparently some people are better than
I had a
others.
homeboy that told me he's like, dude, think about it, because we were talking about the Mexican thing. He's from Nigeria, and he's like, black people from here tend to look down at us because we're from Africa, but back home in Africa,
It's
they
the other
look
way
down
around.
at the motherfuckers over here. Because
And you would think that should be the way it
like, fuck
went.
off.
you're not real Africans. Like,
Well,
you're, not real.
you're not fucking real. You haven't. You're not from your roots. You don't know who you are, and that's the sad part. It's like
That's not anybody's fault.
But
it's not,
I'm a Heinz
it's not.
57. I don't know where I'm from, and that's why I don't judge not a one motherfucker. Because if you know where the fuck you came from, then you at least have a leg up on me. Like, I have no room
It
to
goes
judge
to my Frankenstein's monster
anybody.
thing. I didn't fucking ask to be here. I am here. Fuck you.
Preach.
But at the same time, I don't really care enough about my heritage and where I came from because
See, I think-
I am who I am now.
I
don't-
agree with that. I think people put too much stock in that. It's
Yeah.
like, yes,
Their
it's good to
heritage.
know where you came from, but at the same time, that is creating part of the divisiveness in society in general. Why can't
It
we
doesn't
all
make you
just
who you
fucking
are.
Or at
be?
one
Yeah,
point, like
it
you know,
doesn't.
it's I feel it's good to know where we're from,
Yeah.
who we are.
Yeah, I
But
agree
if
with
you're
that
gonna say,
aspect of it.
"Oh, I don't date anybody but Mexicans,"
That's where it becomes
I
a
don't
problem.
date anybody but white people. Nigga, we're so fucking mixed up now.
We were just having this
In my
conversation
opinion,
the other day.
dude, pink is there's two colors that matter to me. Fucking pink and green, son. As long as I got my motherfucking money and I'm getting some pussy, I'm straight. That's as simple as that. And I've always
The
been that
thing
way.
is, he's not lying. Like,
I
that's
know-
I know
legit.
he's not.
Those are the only two
Which-
colors I care about.
But
I
it's
could care
a
less.
good. He's never discriminated race wise.
Fucking alien bitch right now, dude. Show me a pink pussy. I'm down.
There he goes. Homeboy fucked the Martian once.
Yeah. What was
But
that Sandy
Angry
Hook thing
red
you were talking
woman.
about? I'm sorry.
no.
No, it was a conspiracy theory that
this-
it started with Alex Jones saying that it was a false flag terror attack. That the government orchestrated it. I can't remember what they were trying to
Sandy Hook
defer.
was the school that got shot
It was
up.
the
Yes.
school that got
And the
shot up.
reason they
And
were saying
and it
that-
turned into a big fucking deal because the parents of the kids that were killed started coming forward and be like, "Fuck you! You're not telling me my kid didn't die that day." And that's whenever he started like backing the fuck up. It was like, why would you pick that of all fucking things? Even if
Yeah.
you thought that was false flag, how about you shut the fuck up just in case it's not?
Yeah, because and the reasoning behind it was because one of the women that were there looked similar to a woman that was at
That did kind of throw me off because I saw the pictures.
I
It was,
forgot what it
the
was.
Boston bombing.
the Boston
And
Marathon.
it was like a
bombing.
chick that got interviewed there, and then a chick that got interviewed at Sandy
They
Hook.
looked
and,
similar.
like I
guess.
saw the picture, and even I was just kind of like, that might be.
But I'm sorry
People do look similar.
to sound racist against white people. Some white bitches with long, straight brown hair look the same.
Baby, tell her to go fuck herself.
Not you.
Not you. You look like other white bitches with long brown hair.
I get told all the time, I feel like I know
Ben
you.
Affleck?
I feel like I know you. I feel like I've met you before. I swear I've met you before. I think all white people do.
I've had people carry conversations with me and just
yeah.
talk to me and be like, oh, well, da-da-da-da-da-da, and like explaining all of this shit. And I'm like, do I know you? And they're like, are you? And then they'll say whatever name and then be like, no, my name's Robert. They're like, oh.
That's where we differ, because depending on what mood I'm in, if I've got a couple in, dude, or
just start fucking with
I'll
them.
fuck with them in a heartbeat. I'll be like, oh yeah, dude, you know, so-and-so, yeah, I fucked her. That's my wife. What? Really? Like, you know, oh my god, I will fuck with people so bad.
And then they start
thing.
spreading all kinds of shit, and then homeboy gets shot because he
just want to come up to me all random like and talk to me, and I even like, I'm gonna fuck with you.
I've had somebody come up and, are you Jessica? I'm sorry, who? So-and-so sister, Jessica. I forgot what other name they used. I was
Jessica.
like,
sorry.
no, I'm not. So, you know, I talk shit about
I've had people
women
ask
with
me, was I Samoan? Are you Samoan? Are you from Armenia or Armenian? Are you Armenian? And so, yeah.
The Samoan thing I could kind of see.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait. Anybody who
Absolutely.
knows me, I have big eyeballs. Okay?
What?
When I was 18, I was working at a silk screener, and some customer came in when my manager was out, or when the boss was out, and he came back and said, oh yeah, I talked to that Oriental girl. I was like, what the fuck? First of all,
once I started watching Japanese porn, I kind of understood.
Why he liked your big eyes.
First of all, it's not Oriental anything. It's Asian, but whatever.
Oriental's from the
Oriental's
Orient.
But yeah,
hold on. Where the fuck did that come from?
I have no idea.
I don't
Okay.
know either.
Was it Mencia?
So,
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't remember. Sorry.
John and I would walk around. We used to go to this corner store all the time. And this dude swore to God, you know, my hair was longer then, fucking thicker beard. Swore I was in a fucking band. You're in a band, bro.
But
man, I want
you've
fucking...
gotten that every single time we've gone to
all
a
the
metal
time.
show,
Everywhere.
too.
Everywhere I go, I get that shit.
Look, what time you guys going on? What the fuck are you talking
you on
about?
a motorcycle or you play a fucking guitar, right? So John's fucking talking to homeboy and he's like, so you in the band too? John's like, yeah, dude. He's like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, what do you play? He's like, centaur. He's like, really? He's like, fuck yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Amplifier. Homeboy's like, wow, that's really cool, dude. Like, fucking... That's why I missed that motherfucker.
Like,
dude.
if you're gonna say some shit, you might as well make it fucking
Yeah,
funny.
Make it outlandish.
Doubt you'll ever hear this shit, dude, but John, if you fucking hear this, I miss you, dog. Like, motherfucker was great. Centaur. It's fucking amazing.
But,
Alright.
back to Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Basically, initially, you know, Alex Jones was kind of saying that it was kind of a government thing, kind of like 9/11, where it was...
All right, how do you feel about the 9/11 thing?
Jesus.
Because, all right, from what I remember and what I was learned, what I done learned myself, we were told a year ahead of time.
I'm a learned motherfucker.
We were told a year ahead of time by Osama himself.
Okay.
On CNN, he told people, what I do will change the face of your country
He did
forever.
say that. Alex Jones actually said it. I can't remember if it was like 6 months, 3 months, whatever the fuck it was. It was before 9/11. He said, this will happen. I don't give him credit for much, but he did call that. He knew that was going to fucking happen.
His whole thing was, he told everybody, I'm going to change the face of your country. What I do, your children will read about in history books, which they are now.
Yeah.
And he turned around and said, I'm going to destroy your country with our greatest export. Which I don't know if everybody realizes, but the main export from fucking Afghanistan is the poppy seed, which fucking heroin comes from. Meanwhile, fucking heroin tsunamis the fucking country, and no one notices. Bush is spending fucking $70 trillion or some shit on his weed on fucking terror, or his fucking...
His weed on terror?
His weed on terror.
His weed on terror.
His
war on fucking weed, I'm sorry.
War on drugs.
Yeah, his war on drugs. But the main thing they were worried about was fucking weed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Because
you walk
weed
down
cures
the
helps
street,
cure
find
cancer.
heroin
Billion,
needles
I
all
meant,
over
not
the
trillion.
place, and That seems
A-okay.
to be
But fucking heroin comes in here and no one says shit. Like, no one says
Yeah.
a goddamn word.
It was.
See, I have a theory about that. I think that they allow the heavier shit to come in easier because they are trying to
kill the
population.
Yeah.
And God damn it. Sorry,
Thinning of
I
the
start
herd?
I start going down the rabbit hole in my head. Yes, the thinning of the herd.
That's where I keep from doing it. Like, I try my best not to.
In doing all the fucking conspiracy theory bullshit that I was involved in before, and I was listening to Alex Jones and all that shit, there's this set of guide stones in Georgia that are written in, I think, like 8 different languages, and it's basically giving you a new 10 commandments saying we need to do this in order for the earth to be sustainable.
Fucking Freemasons or some crazy shit.
And they don't know who put them there. But it's in 8 different languages, and it's got like 4 ancient languages on top of it, or what the fuck ever. And part of it is that we have to reduce our population by like 80-something percent.
Sanskrit next to fucking banjo talking shit.
Basically, and it's just like,
What?
and that's supposed to be like the Illuminati's way of them telling us what they're gonna do, what their plan is, that they are gonna call the fucking herd at some point.
Huh.
And if
How
you're
do you
trying
test
to
that though?
call,
Do you just?
I don't.
Is it like the draft?
It's not even that. It's just whoever gets involved with whatever the fuck you're putting out, they're obviously the weak ones. So
Well,
if you're
to a
throwing
certain
heroin
extent,
out there, you die from heroin, you don't need to
Because
be here.
now you know
You allowed yourself to
what
do
was
it.
it? The
Exactly.
80s were that was the
AIDS.
well, it was AIDS and crack.
Yeah, AIDS
Yeah.
was a big thing. And crack was supposed to be created by the government to destroy the fucking lower fucking population. Or, you know what I mean? The broke motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We're supposed to kill ourselves off.
And then here
But we
within,
strive, motherfucker.
but then you did crack in the 80s.
Off greens. Well, not me. But, you know.
Somebody did.
I
Somebody
knew a
did.
couple of rock stars. I'm just going to say that. We'll just say that.
But
They were productive members of society sometimes.
If it worked, fucking had.
Them rock stars
Yeah.
sure do burn out fast.
Not all of them. Some of them live until their fucking 50s, 60s. But, you know, it is what it is.
but you know now within the past 5 maybe 10 years it's the opioid
Shit,
epidemic.
But I've known
anyway,
a lot of people other than like my family, friends and shit like that, motherfuckers that came back from Afghanistan that
Yeah.
were hooked on that shit.
Yeah.
yeah, we've known a couple people who have died from
Opioids. And
opioids and
And it's a
and shit.
motherfucker, dude. I mean,
It is.
I just did Oxycontin myself, and that was a motherfucker to get off. Of.
I did codones.
I loved me some Oxy.
Well, I think that things like drugs, I think one of the reasons why it's become kind of like the go-to, if that is the case that they're trying to
They're
weed out the
readily
population.
available.
Well, not only
Meth.
that,
Meth
not
is
only
still
that,
be-
but
it
they
should be
can
the thing.
they can sit there
It's
and
cheap.
say, you know, we have zero tolerance, and you know, drugs won't be allowed, and then just look the other way, so that the government looks like they're trying to do something. But you know, whenever they used to have that thing where you had to take IQ tests and things like that to be able to procreate, people looked really bad. Like, they didn't like the fact that the government made that decision, but it was one of those, you know, we're gonna try to advance our population and
Which I kind
have
of
just
backed in the
the
first place.
just the strongest
I feel you should take a fucking aptitude test before you're
just
allowed
the
to have a
strongest
child,
people be able
especially
to
nowadays.
procreate, so that we have a stronger, you know, generation in the future. And then they got a lot of shit for that. So drugs, just
See,
Well-
but I
shout out to
think
the
I think
people, and
if we
they're
go
not
into
accountable.
like Illuminati, New World Order, shit like that, it's drugs are the steering wheel for that, because there was
You
know
make the most money, and it's the easiest way to get to the most fucking people.
yeah that
least
and
money.
Because you create a supply and demand, and then everybody's like, "Oh, well, they're fucked up on that. I
But-
want to be fucked up."
Well,
on
like I
that."
said,
Have you ever heard of
the
crocodile?
government's hands aren't in it.
Shit.
So
yeah, because they
can't
said
be
that
held
no,
responsible.
we're fighting against
Right.
this.
Had you ever heard of crocodile?
I have not.
Crocodile was a synthetic fucking heroin that was created in Russia, Croatia, and fucking Slovakia.
In Slavic.
Well, Slavic motherfuckers are doing it. But basically, it was just
Slav ass.
it was like a bullshit ass synthetic fucking heroin. Basically,
And
it was
it-
made from codeine, and they crushed it up and all kinds of shit. And being exposed to codeine at that amount would fucking tear up and kill fucking cells. So where they're shooting up, it would start eating the fucking flesh.
Become
So it
necrotic.
turned into a flesh eating.
Necrosis.
It was necro. That's exactly
It
what
looked
it
like
turned
you got
into.
bit by a rattlesnake. And people would be bit or fucking, you know,
It would
take
eat
that
away
shit
at
and
your
just
skin.
rot
It would
into-
look like the
to
worst
bone,
part of every
motherfucker.
zombie movie,
To
and
the
it,
bone.
like the infection starts
Yeah.
here and just spreads.
And to a certain point, Croatia was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let
Fuck
it stay
'em.
out there.
Yeah.
And they fucking let people keep on doing it so they could kill off their fucking drug addicts.
And it ended up working because it kind of fell the fuck off.
But a problem was eventually it started coming over here.
And our people aren't smart enough to fucking just.
Well.
Americans are like, nigga, I know pure ass.
No,
I know pure heroin, son. I'm fucking.
And this ain't that.
This ain't that,
motherfuckers.
man.
No, but
Heroin burns at 450 degrees. They break-
Cook it, cut it, bake it.
it's like goddamn.
I don't know the recipe. I'm
chemist
just
all of a
saying.
sudden.
add some baking soda, water, stir it up.
Shit. Broke that shit down to a science.
No,
nigga.
but then that goes back
But the motherfuckers
to
forget how to take a
what was
shower.
it? What was it?
Sorry.
Water! Only use that in my spoon. God
You
damn
gotta dilute the shit. You can't do it.
Yeah,
fucking
you can't do
straight.
that pure.
Pure heroin will kill you.
What was it? The 50s and 60s with what was that movie? Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yeah.
So
That
drug
was a real
interrogation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Drug,
LSD.
MK Ultra, which was late 50s, early 60s.
Late 50s, early 60s, I think, is when it started. I'm not positive.
And that was drug testing on troops. That was
But
drug
Why
interrogation.
why were they doing it?
Because we want a super soldier.
You wanted a super soldier, but they were also experimenting with mind control and seeing. if
It
they
was
could-
mind control. The MK Ultra specifically was mind control.
LSD was all about super soldiers and fucking getting somebody that listened without fucking hesitation.
Yeah. That's fucking
Which,
crazy.
why would you give them acid? Because that's the stupidest thing to put somebody on if you want them to listen and pay attention.
See, I've never done acid.
Because you
So.
should
Hallucinogens, you're just like, whoa.
You shoot a motherfucker in the face and you see flowers just explode.
Like, oh,
Oh, that's
so
colorful.
peaceful.
Let me do a
It
couple
would
more
be
fucking
like-
kids and fucking women.
It'd be like somebody trying to tell me what to do. I'm super listening to what you say until there's a squirrel over here.
Ooh, shiny.
What? You hear a little squeak. What was that?
Oh my god, the tree's melting.
Holy shit.
That reminds
I
me
didn't
of.
know my hand was so interesting. Like, I've done that. By
Shut
the
up.
way, you just kind
Shut
of
up.
look at your hand.
Listen to this dog.
That reminds me of the stories that Ralphie May used to tell about the fat man in the TV, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then your floor going from carpet to linoleum.
You need to find you a safety safe.
Safety
Because at some
safe.
point, you're going to look at that linoleum and you're going to think, it just fell the fuck out. And you're standing on top of a building.
That shit's scaring the motherfucker. Fuck
No,
you
it
guys.
is. Because you
Fuck
see
you
that
guys.
shift and you're just like, what
See,
the fuck?
this is exactly why I've never done LSD.
I was gonna say,
on mushrooms.
having conversations like this is why I haven't done many drugs, because I've seen people who have and heard stories. If I didn't see them actually on it, I heard enough horror stories that.
But
My-
see, it's not a horror story.
For
it's
me, it
just,
would
it's
be.
one of those things
Yeah,
where you're
right?
just like, holy fucking
Dude,
shit.
I think I would die of a heart attack if something fell out and I thought I was on
There-
top of a
See,
building. and it
I've
fall
always
off.
loved trippy shit,
No.
though.
See,
it was-
my favorite interaction with somebody who was doing a drug that altered their mind was one of the times.
All drugs alter your mind.
You know what I mean? Like a hallucinogen.
hallucinogen.
There was a guy that was at a club I was at when I was 18, and he had done so much ketamine, he thought he turned into Legos.
Nice.
And there was a guy I went to high school
It's
with.
like,
Nice until he starts trying to pull off body parts.
Right? There was a guy that I went to high school with who had a pickup truck, and this guy was asking that other guy that I know if he could have a ride home. Mind you, this is early 2000s at a club that I'm not going to name. And
Blizzard Lounge. I don't know why you're not going to say the names.
it's not even, it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
It's
Blizzard
still-
Lounge
Yeah.
still on?
Well,
It
anyway.
doesn't matter. Everybody knew people were doing drugs then.
And
Well,
deep
I
down,
don't-
period.
Yeah,
this
it
is
wasn't
true.
even just Lizard
So,
Lounge.
so he asked him if he could have a ride, and it's a club at night, so there's no sun outside. So the guy I went to high school with, he told the guy, no, I can't give you a ride because if you get in the back, you'll melt. And he fucking believed him.
Oh my god, dude.
It was the greatest thing to
That
watch.
shit sucks, man.
That was hilarious. It was so funny.
Oh.
It was great. But yeah.
To a certain extent, I believe wholeheartedly that some drugs are created to fucking kill us off.
Yeah.
To kill us off. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Well, there are also conspiracy theories that diseases are created to kill us off, and so that the pharmaceutical companies can make money off of.
Like the idea of AIDS.
Nobody.
Yes.
They don't. Okay, pharmaceutical companies don't make money by people getting better.
Absolutely.
They want to keep us sick. They want to keep us dying and shit
So
like
I
that.
can make money off
So they create these
And they
diseases
use
that
this
are
as
quote
fucking-
unquote incurable.
I don't know that they necessarily create. They do. It has been proven that they've created some diseases, like sickle cell anemia, didn't exist before a certain point.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And they were doing genetic testing to see if they could create a disease to affect one race, and they ended up figuring that out with sickle cell anemia. Supposedly. Again, I don't know. I haven't done the research. I'm not a fucking
I wasn't there. I wasn't in the lab.
Funny, it just
No.
happened to be the black race.
Right.
Just saying.
Well, that goes to
But
HIV.
I don't think. Hold on, before we get back to that point, I think that they have figured out cures for some of the diseases because Magic Johnson's ass still fucking alive and kicking, and he's got so little HIV in his system that he
That's
can't
because he
be
drinks
tested for
$10,000.
it.
Well, no,
a day.
that's a common.
We
thing.
all watched that episode of South Park. God
No.
damn
He
it.
blends down
It
10
is-
grand.
It is common now that you can
AIDS?
live with HIV and be undetectable.
That's my point, though. It's like it was
And
supposed
then
to
they
be
have-
the incurable disease, and they
It was.
figured
It
it
was
the
a
fuck
fucking
out.
death sentence.
And then they have a pill for PrEP. So if you do not have AIDS and you are with somebody who does have HIV, not AIDS, then
That's my point. They're starting to see. They're not see the benefit, but they're starting to see that there
figured
is
out
no
where to
benefit to,
make more money.
HIV anymore, so they're getting rid of that.
No, I think what they're doing is, okay, you're still going to have this disease, but we're going to have medication that you have to take for the rest of your life.
And you have
in
to pay
order,
out the ass for
yeah,
it.
in
So I
order
can
to
fucking
do
make
this.
money
And
off
if you
your
want to
ass.
fall in love with somebody who has HIV, you have to buy this for the rest of your life just to make sure you don't get it too.
Well, not only that, but
Fuck them
it's
people.
not like a smart bomb. So if somebody has AIDS and one of these guys that are up in office decide they want a low class hooker for the night, then you're killing off one of your big guys.
No.
And
It
you
would,
can't tell
it's
just by
only
looking
a
at
gay
somebody.
problem, Mandy.
Clearly.
Okay, well if they want to buy a boy for the night, either way.
That's only the evangelicals.
Which is a lot more likely.
That's
Either
happened
way,
way
you
more than it
can't
should.
just
Oh,
look
way
at
more.
somebody and tell that they have the disease. So you could end up fucking up some of
How
your
cool would
you
that
can.
be, though? Like if it was like Death Note,
You
where
look
you
at it
could
and see what's
see
going
and you
down.
could see what everybody has and when they were gonna
Oh,
die.
yeah.
Plus,
and
it
shit.
comes with like a warning label on it.
Yeah,
like this
like-
bitch has
This one's got
fucking-
gonorrhea. You
yeah,
might
yeah.
want to take a shot
She's
of
got
penicillin.
neurosyphilis, nigga. Stay away from that bitch.
What? HIPAA's syphilis? What was it? It was a combination of all the...
Crypticon kind of like, nigga.
Not what I was going for, but yes.
Oh, the weed. Sorry.
That's
Not
what
the
they
way-
should start doing. You should start having to get a tattoo of any disease that you're testing.
I saw.
That's
I saw
permanent.
somebody.
That's permanent.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It was. I think it was a dude that he had it like right above his pubes, and it said positive.
Oh,
That's all it said was positive. And it's just
I'm
like,
positive I'm not fucking you.
well, and
How about
the thing is that that
Somebody
would be a
can
at the
be
time if she's
win-win.
fucked up enough,
That
or
would be
they
a
could be
win-win
like, oh yeah,
because
no, it's
You
positive dick.
You
nigga,
would
it's gonna make
see
me
if
happy.
they got if they got tested and they had to get the who to watch it the tattoo. Then you would know. But if they have nothing, then I would stay away from them a lot quicker because apparently they're not getting tested at all because they don't want tattoos.
Or they don't have anything, Mandy.
I would still.
But do you trust people that much?
Fuck no.
I don't trust myself that much.
But
I'm out
there's,
of my goddamn self. Be like, I ain't got nothing.
I haven't been to the doctor in 37 years.
That means nothing's wrong.
I
Like,
have never had a doctor tell me that I had anything.
and you're
Shit
technically
like that,
not
dude.
lying.
But
I don't trust my dick enough.
Yeah.
It's like, no, nigga, we're cool.
We've
dude,
got
we're
into
good,
some
we're
pretty
good, bro.
muddy shit.
We're good, yeah, dude. Don't worry about it.
All right,
you have no bumps, cuts, or colorful discharge. You're
There's
okay.
no open wounds. I'm chilling.
I was sick that day, motherfucker. Don't worry about it.
But along with HIV and sickle cell, there have been theories that HSV, which is herpes simplex virus, HPV, which is human papillomavirus, and ADHD have all been created. So medications.
ADD is a fucking.
That's exactly why she did that to me.
Fucking
because
disease.
I'm not getting.
We
into
just
this.
had this argument the other day.
Dude, we got into it too.
I hate that shit, dude, because everyone's like, "Oh, I have ADD. I have ADD." Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? That shit didn't exist when we were kids.
That's why they're saying it was created to also contribute to big pharmaceutical companies
I
making
think it's
money to
created
sell.
because niggas won't whoop their punk ass kids'
Okay,
asses.
there's something else though. We have done so much shit. Like our parents did a lot of shit that
Got you
fucked
some
up their
Acro
health.
right here.
Shut
I'm
up!
sorry.
Our
Sorry for
parents
my
did
bitch
a-
kids.
It's his ADD kicking in.
I'm sorry, man.
She gets so defeated. I feel bad, but it's funny to watch at the same time. So I feel like even more of a dick.
That's why I gotta step. That's
I
why,
know.
That's why I look
shut
at
up.
her.
I'm sorry.
You know, at first everybody talked about how come you never talk on the podcast.
This is fucking why.
This is
You
why.
do this in regular conversation.
I do.
No, I
'Cause
meant we do
not
it.
like talking over people, and I do not like being interrupted.
I like that he puts his shirt over his head like that doesn't stop his loud ass voice.
Okay, sorry. Yes, ADD, ADHD. We've done
So
what now?
our parents' generation did a lot to fuck up
Everything.
health.
Yeah.
And they taught us. So, you know, we've gone a little step further and done a lot of shit to fuck up our health and then so on and so forth. So, like, my sister was saying that she stopped giving her kids dyes, which are in
Everything.
fucking everything. And it caused them to be a lot calmer. That apparently, like, she won't let their kids have any kind of dyed foods at all. Or I don't know if she still does it, but I know for the longest time she wouldn't. Because anytime they would have it, they'd freak the fuck out. Like, they'd start acting an ass. So there are so many chemicals and shit that we have nowadays. And the fact that, you know, nobody really takes care of themselves. And they don't teach their kids how to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, back in the day whenever you had to eat home-cooked meals. You know, that's what you had. So I think that, you know, I don't necessarily think that they have made everything that we have nowadays. And I don't think everything is just bullshit. I think that the reason why things weren't as bad when we were younger
Is because everything was more pure.
Yeah,
quote, unquote.
and you know,
Things weren't artificially done.
and not only that, but even if they did have a lot of artificial shit, we didn't get artificial shit as much.
It just
It
wasn't
costs
readily
more.
available at the time.
Well, at the time,
And
it
now-
costs more.
It's
Yeah.
like the fucking hormone thing, like white girls having fat asses and big ass titties.
And
now.
it's supposed to be
all
because
the
of the
goddamn
milk
hormones
and
that's in food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef, fucking chicken. The chicken breasts you get are not those sizes before they fucking when they die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they pump them goddamn animals so full of steroids. Of course you're gonna
And
fucking
hormones.
get them. I mean,
Yeah.
because I remember when we were kids, fucking white girls didn't have asses like that at all.
Okay, but going back and watching older movies.
There was a couple, but it was
There were
few
a
and
few of
far
them.
between.
And they're like the awesome diamond of the rough chicks. You know
but they
what I
didn't.
mean?
If they had big asses, they didn't have any tits whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on.
And
Just
now
to-
they work with everything.
Yeah.
And it's
Just
fucking a
to be
motherfucker.
fair-
Not me. I obviously don't get any of the hormones.
That's because
Just
you don't
saying.
drink milk.
Lactose intolerance. Dadgummit.
No, but going back and watching older movies with black chicks in it, they didn't have big asses back then either.
Per capita, they
Have you
had
ever
more
looked at Pam
ass.
Grier?
Pam Grier
Okay,
was been thicker
but
than a Snicker for fucking decades.
hold on. Let's talk about Trading Places, please, because the black chicks in there didn't have big titties, the big asses in that one either.
She is
So-
right about that. I
And-
heard the research.
Places? What the fuck?
Trading Places, the fucking Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I got you.
Motherfucker,
He
don't
knows
play
what-
with me
I
like
thought she
that.
was talking about some Disney fucking. movie or
Meanwhile,
some
Jamie
bullshit.
Lee Curtis looks fucking immaculate in that goddamn movie.
What
Looks
them
immaculate
titties-
now. Nigga.
what
Fuck
them
that
titties
bitch
do.
now, bro.
I'm telling you, she has nice tits.
I'd fuck the shit out of that woman today.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Throw that pussy on me right now. I would take it.
You know she's not going to hear this, right?
No.
I'm gonna dedicate this one.
No,
Lee
he's
Curtis,
trying to live his
This is
best
for
life.
you.
He's putting
nigga-
it out there
nigga,
in the
this is for you,
universe.
dog. Eat that pussy with a spoon. I'm just fucking saying. Oh my god.
You're so-
Why would you need a spoon?
I don't know. For Jesus.
When you say it like that, it's
See?
so gross.
See? I told you.
No, I
It
get
sounds
it now.
worse with
I
the-
absolutely
Okay,
get it now.
Eating pussy with a spoon and eating ass with a spoon.
See,
The ass
Different
Either way,
juices,
it's
different
gross.
you don't really
Like-
want ass juice.
Would you do it like okay, I know you've watched a lot of
This
fucked up
is
porn.
not
Would you
on-
do it like the chicks do whenever they're getting the bukkake and they have like the cup in the bowl and then let her like squirt on your face and the runoff goes in the cup and then
I probably would. I'm not even gonna
I think I would
probably
too.
would. Or like have a funnel,
Oh my god, I hope
Just
my
like
family is
collect
listening
it-
to this shit.
collect it into like a shot glass,
You've
And
seen
just fucking-
you've seen the reverse bukkakes, right?
where it's a dude getting fucking creamed on.
With the chicks though.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah.
All the chicks are
Yeah.
squirt. Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously it's.
Alright, so whenever
Well, I
I
mean,
put
it
this
could
up on
be a
Facebook,
bunch of
I'm gonna
dudes.
put a disclaimer for none of my family.
I'm sorry.
listens to
I'm
this shit
sorry.
at all.
This is what she's married. I love y'all.
And none of this has to do with conspiracy
sorry,
theories
I'm sorry.
at all.
This is
Actually,
very
there
Oh,
is
God.
a theory behind it that porn is created to dull the masses,
Could
and
make sense.
it's used to lessen the testosterone in us because obviously we're jerking off. More.
I don't think it lessens the testosterone.
I'm
No,
being
it
used.
makes you more fucked up sexually, but it lowers your testosterone,
But then it,
and that is true. They have proven
And-
that consuming porn on a regular basis kind of warps your brain to
But that-
where you need more and more in order to be able to get off.
That kind of makes sense.
And not only that,
Makes sense.
but some people end up so fucked up that nobody wants to sleep with them, so
Sorry.
I'm sorry, baby.
but
and then we feed
We're
them
both self-aware.
cornflakes.
Y'all are,
cornflakes. Better eat your
the
Wheaties.
cornflakes thing was a fucking real thing. This made to fucking lower.
What was it?
Lower
Oh yeah,
your
so
testosterone
It's
and-
made no.
So
it's
you
made to
wouldn't
sterilize
master-
people.
so you wouldn't
Yeah,
It's made to
masturbate.
keep them
sterilize
from
people.
Yeah.
masturbating.
No, it was made after the baby boomer thing to lower the population.
Supposedly.
It's
I'm telling
sterilized
you, so many people
fucking
have tried this whole
populace.
lowering the population, and it's not working.
Goddamn Mexicans, we came
Because
back
they-
like, fuck yeah.
That's because they took Surge off the
Yeah.
market.
Okay,
I
you
love
can't-
that
you-
goddamn drink.
Okay, that's
Right.
another thing I don't like. The whole, oh, well, it's a Mexican thing because we're going to have a bunch of kids. Every fucking, there's so many
Yeah.
races that have so many
I'm
fucking
100%
kids.
Mexican, you know.
And yeah, there's three of
Super
y'all.
careful with my dick.
Meanwhile,
I think we should get him the ancestry thing, by the way, for Christmas.
meanwhile, my dad has
I think
about
Mom has
117 brothers and sisters who all have like 57 kids apiece.
I have like 30, 40 something fucking cousins and like 100 something.
I don't even know how many
I have no
fucking
idea.
cousins I have. There's a lot. And I'm just thinking of one side. If you incorporate grandma and grandpa's side, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I think when my grandma died, she had like 100 something fucking great grandchildren.
Holy fuck.
That's insane.
Like that. What are the other things you were talking about? Because you had named some other shit that sounded fucking crazy that I had no idea about.
Which one?
There's a lot of conspiracy bullshit y'all pay attention to. That,
Like the
I avoid.
chemtrails,
Yeah.
fucking...
I
That
stopped
shit's
listening to
fucking
people,
crazy.
so I don't really know about all the conspiracy theories anymore.
They're
Well-
all pretty much the same. It's just different evolutions of the other
Crazy?
shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's a bunch of stuff that like chemtrails. When you see jets go through the air with the heat from the jets at the elevation they are, they naturally create a condensation that leaves a trail, a cloud-like line.
the jet,
Yeah.
jet line things,
Yeah, the jet
streams.
lines. The conspiracy theory on that is that
They would evaporate way quicker if that was really what it was.
Yes.
And that whenever they linger in the sky and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, they're falling to the earth, and that
the
it's-
government has put different chemicals in the air.
Like some Agent Orange type shit.
sort
kind of, not
exactly
anything like that, but
it's used.
Kinda like a crop
it's
dusting
used
type
like
of
they
deal.
Yes.
supposedly use fluoride in order to dull the masses mentally.
not in the chemtrails. That's in the water.
No, I know. I'm saying it's like that. It's
Oh,
used,
yeah.
It's used to subdue, not.
I forgot what chemicals they say are in there.
And there's
To a
another one
certain
I've
extent,
heard.
though, it makes sense because we have to keep the population down somehow. And the government has to say that to themselves
But see-
all the fucking time.
That's not true. The thing is, it's really not true because they have done studies that the Earth's
Yes.
population, the entirety of the Earth's population, could fit in Alaska.
All of us.
All of us could fit in fucking Alaska, supposedly. I don't know who the fuck
We
did
wouldn't be
it.
fucking happy at all. 'Cause
It
we'd
wouldn't be
assholes
happy, but
nowadays.
it's if that's possible, why is the population not sustainable with the resources on the
Think
planet.
about like
Well, that's
since we were
because-
kids, how more populated is Dallas since you were a child?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but everything city-wise is more densely populated now.
Yeah.
You know why
and
it's
then
harder
it
to
goes to
sustain
work
now?
and they have more work and fucking, you know what I mean? Shit like that.
You know why it's harder to sustain now? How many of us know how
Money.
to grow food? How
I do.
many of us know how to
Hunt.
actually raise cattle in a clean environment?
I don't eat beef anymore, so.
Chickens,
This is true.
motherfucker.
Either
Just
way.
us chickens.
Oh, and those are some nasty motherfuckers too. Whenever they're
Chickens
in
are
a
a pain in the ass to raise.
Well,
I can.
no, the reason why you're not supposed to be able to eat eggs raw anymore is because they have the chickens in such
Chicken
a
farms.
small coop, but they keep them like kind of on top of each other, and then the shit falls all over the eggs, and so they have to wash them off, and that washing process causes a break in a membrane that keeps the egg that's over the top of the egg when it comes out. And that is what causes bacteria to be able to get inside the egg. Yeah. That's why if you go to
hippie life comes in handy sometimes.
if you go to a farm where they do it on the way that they're supposed to, and they don't have to wash the eggs like that, you could keep them out on the table.
So we
Yeah,
could have
because
our own
another-
fucking chicken coop when
In
you
other
straight.
parts of the
Raw.
world, they do
They
keep
still
their
do.
eggs out.
Yeah, because
They-
they do it in.
They're not
really
mass-produced
clean- yeah,
eggs.
they're really clean, and they keep them side by side.
Is that where
and
you get
without-
fucking assholes with like free range chickens and shit like that? I'm imagining.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's something
And not
like
only
that,
that, but there's also the different ways that they feed them.
Yeah.
Oh, and just to
keep
circle
them
back to the chemtrails.
Is it chemtrails?
Chem, as in chemical.
Oh, all right.
Chemical.
CHEM.
Yeah. It's supposedly a mix of aluminum, strontium, and barium.
Alzheimer's.
So it's supposed to be like a deadly mix that's kind of slowly killing
The
us.
fuck is strontium?
It is.
It's what Braun Strowman takes so everybody can get these hands.
That's why it's that's the motherfucker.
It's an alkaline earth metal. So it's
So a bunch of
So
metals.
basically,
it's
just
a
all
it
metals
is a
on
bunch of metals.
And supposedly aluminum already fucks us up as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And then
That shit hurts whenever you chew on it.
My thing is, Mandy says I use deodorant like I'm eating it. Because I'm really big
I don't
on
say
my
that. That's
smell.
what people used to tell me.
You've told me that shit before
No, I
because I go
don't.
through deodorant so fucking fast.
I'll tell you go through it a lot, but anyway.
But all I use is fucking antiperspirant.
see, but the thing is that with a lot of deodorants and things like that, there's aluminum in them,
I know
and that can cause cancer.
that can cause Alzheimer's.
That too.
But that's my thing. Is
They
I
do-
use it like a motherfucker. That and colognes and shit like that. And that's already worrisome enough. Without some fucking assholes trying to fucking
Poison you through
mystery
the
cloud
sky.
you. Yeah.
See, but the thing is
Guess what
that
we're giving
now,
you today, bitch? Like, you know.
but now you can get aluminum-free deodorants.
So,
And I've always wondered though, is it
Not too
actually
much
the
for it.
aluminum in there that's causing this, or is it the fact that we're using so much antiperspirant and you
need to get that shit out.
for a reason? Like you're getting out
Maybe
all
that's
these
causing
toxins,
the abnormal
yeah.
cells and shit
it's,
like
it's
that.
causing the toxins to stay in your body instead of
That's another way to
Yeah,
do it.
that's
You
a- that's
never
another
really thought
theory.
about
you
it.
sweat other places other than your armpits. It's not that your armpits
You
are the
do,
only place that let out the
but
toxins.
where does the majority? I mean, if
You do tend to sweat the most from.
Yeah.
My
Your
nuts.
armpits.
from your
Oh,
armpits, and that is why you
Sorry.
don't slather your whole body in antiperspirant. You
Yeah.
just do it underneath your armpit. And the fact that sweat everywhere else doesn't stink, but the stuff under your armpits usually does.
That's why you use a deodorant and not an antiperspirant.
Yes, that's why I use
Boom.
all natural.
Wouldn't
deodorant.
that mean you're getting rid of like hormones and stuff if there's more of a smell to it?
I would think that they'd be a higher toxin load at least.
Well, supposedly that's part of the
Because that could
I don't know.
instinctually.
It
that's
may be.
part of what females are attracted to. is our stink.
yeah.
And males
And
are
that would be the
attracted to you.
hormones and
No,
the pheromones.
I'm
and
not
shit like
attracted
that.
to
The
your
pheromones
stink.
you let off.
That's
Um,
not
let you
true.
know.
That's
But
not
that's
true.
good,
Chicks
dude.
are more attracted whenever dudes are doing more physical activity and shit like what?
I've smelled some men
I'm not saying all men. I'm saying that there is
Well,
something
you're a whore.
to
We know you
Who
the
smell-
sweaty, dirty dude
They
that just.
smell like they need to be in the ape exhibit at the zoo.
That's a little bit different.
who smell like onion soup.
Who smell like
That's-
you just went to a Juggalo show?
You-
Just say it. Just say it.
You've come up to me when fucking I've worked all goddamn day and told me I smelled good for some goddamn reason when I felt like I stunk.
And that's
And
what
I
I'm
feel
saying.
like- I
there is
feel like-
something to it. It's not every
I feel
dude,
like
but there
work.
is
I
something
feel
to
like
it.
the sun. Like I feel like just like I stink, but she likes it.
Maybe it doesn't bother me with you because of just the whole pheromone thing. I don't know.
She's like, you farted in my mouth. It's not a big deal.
Ew.
No.
And then-
Do you smell her
conspiracy
scent?
theories.
And
Well-
she can't smell it right.
Well, I don't
You know if
know.
you smell it?
I don't know if I still smell it. Like I'm aware of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't smell it actively, but I could tell whenever she's in a house.
I can smell my
Because of
wife
it.
over all other women that I'm around. Like, I can walk around in a store and I can find her. Like, I can smell her. I know where she is.
He will sit there and like, you know how on
I've sniffed the bitch out. Like, swear to God, I've smelled her. Like, followed her, tracked her down.
but you know how like
And since then, she started wiping her ass and.
Adam's family where he would kiss down her arm.
Yeah.
Like he'll do that, but he'll sniff down my arm. And apparently my forehead smells different than my arm because he
Right
can
here.
smell my soul.
You have a soul?
Yeah, it's in my forehead.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
not a ginger.
But I thought she sold it or something went
She
wrong with
lost
it.
it.
No,
poker
he,
game.
he
So,
won
yeah,
it in
it's
poker,
game.
but
It's different.
One of the
Okay.
kids' souls, too.
Oh, that's
anyway.
Except the boys until he's 21.
Yeah. It's 21 this month.
Oh, okay. That's.
We've had this
I
conversation.
want
Yes.
it to be more corrupted.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Do the fucking Addams Family thing, the little fucking devil.
Oh, and with the fluoridization of the water and everything, it was supposed to be recommended by dentists and
9
things
out
like
of
that.
10
Fluoride,
dentists
right?
prefer.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's supposed to make your teeth stronger.
Yeah.
But it was kind of. The theory is that it was supposed to be a cover up on how poor our insurance system is. And that poor
What?
people. Yeah. that poor people weren't getting. Well, older and poor, low income people were not getting the
Medical attention that
the
they
health
needed.
or the dental care that they needed. So they're like, oh, just fucking push a bunch of fluoride through the water and it'll strengthen their teeth. But then there's the communist side of it, who it was supposed to weaken Americans.
okay. Well, I do
Or
have to
the
point out.
population.
I do have to point out the fact that you do not use fluoride toothpaste on babies because you're not supposed to swallow it. It will make you sick,
Yes.
and it can
That's
cause
Why is something
all
good
kinds
for
of
you?
damage. And not to mention the fact that they've done studies in countries that do not have fluoride in their water, and their teeth are no worse off, or well,
They're
I
not
don't
really
know if
any
they're-
better off either.
yeah, I don't think so.
It's
But
about the
there's
same,
no
but if we're supposed to
difference.
have all these advancements and it's supposed to
Right.
help, our teeth should be way fucking
There's
better
no
than theirs.
difference, and we use
Yeah.
fluoride in our toothpaste, and we're drinking the water.
That's why I don't drink that
So-
shit.
We don't drink tap water anymore.
I don't really have much of a choice. I do.
You don't drink water.
No, I
She
do.
drinks water.
But
And-
technically,
Drinks
she
tap
filters it with the coffee, so I think it's all right.
Well, no, I drink just regular water sometimes too, but
She started drinking tap water. This week.
Regular
well,
water.
because I don't have any bottled water. But anyway,
I don't like drinking tap water because I can taste.
I was fine with it
Weird
until
chemicals on
fucking
this.
Bubba and Crystal.
It was more Bubba.
Yeah, because he's like, I can taste the dirt. And then I started. It's like
In the
whenever
country, you
it's
can
like
taste
you
the dirt.
ruining fucking Dr Pepper for me. Every time I drink a Dr Pepper now, it tastes fucking plum.
oh no, whenever I first moved up here, it tasted like somebody took a handful of dirt and
Yeah.
poured it in the water. Because out in Conroe,
It
I
tastes
didn't
like
realize
chlorine.
it at the time. It tasted like you were drinking a swimming pool. So then now, whenever I go back out there, I can smell or taste
chlorine.
the chlorine.
It's like in the
But-
valley, I can smell the rust in the pipes. I can taste it.
Oof.
It's gross. Tastes like dirt. That's what it tastes like.
It sounds like,
Like
or
dirty
it,
water.
Can you
it
still?
sounds like it.
Can you smell rain still?
Yeah.
Like, do you get that taste in the back of your mouth? Because I get like this weird. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I get it. Where it smells like
you,
wet dirt.
You smell it, but you could I could taste rain in the back of my
Yeah.
mouth, and that's how I know it's gonna rain. Like, cause you can see it and like, oh, it looks like it's gonna rain. Any fucking dipshit can do that.
But if you go outside
to
and
get
you,
that actual vibe,
smell
and
it.
you know,
Yeah.
like,
You know what you're smelling, right?
no,
You're smelling the oils that plants are releasing because they're opening. They're opening their pores to receive water.
they're getting ready to get wet.
So they're
yeah,
basically.
buddy.
So they're letting out fucking oils, and that's what we smell when we
Plants
say.
are so wet.
Yeah, I fucking love it, dude. Gets me off every time. Wet plants.
And the smell of grass is actually them screaming.
Yeah, it's them
I'm not making that up. That is their defense
Not
mechanism
screaming,
to
but-
warn
Other animals.
like the
Other
other
plants.
plants that
Really?
shit's going down. Supposedly. Again, I've done no fucking research.
That makes me a terrible person because I love
Love the
this-
smell of
that
cut
smell.
grass. Everybody fucking does.
I love the smell of your pain.
But to this day, I will not
sounds like
pull a
Kaylee.
leaf off of a tree because they've done studies where they
They'll
They
scream.
feel they actually do.
It's the
scream.
same thing. That smell you get.
So is that like ripping off a fingernail?
To a tree?
If you take a leaf off a tree?
Oh,
Maybe.
that's fucked up.
Or
man.
pulling
An
Like a-
eyelash or
'Cause
something?
every kid
Pulling
has
bunches
sat
of
there
hair.
and yanked a petal off of a flower, one by
But
one.
in all fairness, usually whenever that happens, they're already out of the ground,
yeah,
so
so
they're
they're
dead.
already
anyway.
dying or dead. At
You're-
least.
So
you're
it's
just
like
pulling shit
desecrating
off
a
of
corpse.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Okay,
fucked
now
up.
I'm just sad. Let's move on.
Well, talking about weather, there
the rain
is
thing. There's a theory about
there's-
that there's weather control, and
Yeah.
weather manipulation.
Like a machine?
Well, it's more of like electromagnetic
Mutants?
waves and
This would be cool.
frequencies and shit like that, to where they can manipulate and create hurricanes, tornadoes,
tsunamis,
earthquakes, shit like that. And
So why isn't
That kinda
California
makes sense.
going yet?
because they haven't wanted to get rid of it yet.
Fuckers.
because
Learn
it's
to
close.
swim. Learn to swim. Sorry.
They don't know how to swim.
I love Tool.
I
love
think that they're using California as guinea pigs for everything.
I should.
To be honest,
Fuck those guys.
Because all the new trends start there.
usually now it's going more towards
East.
Colorado.
Well,
No, because Colorado's the first ones that's starting to legalize psilocybin and mushrooms and shit like that too.
ooh, this is
So
true.
they're starting to branch out a little bit more, realizing that why the fuck are we making all this shit illegal? So I don't know. All the hippies have moved from California to Colorado, and that's not a joke.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
speaking of the
Well, a lot of
electro
them.
shit, have you ever heard the theory about them having high pitched frequencies broadcast
To make you
Oh,
shit
yeah.
yourself.
No, to
No.
The
to-
brown
No,
note.
Change
there is a
your-
brown
There's
sound.
a brown
There's
note.
sound.
Really?
I'm not yet.
It's a brown
absolutely.
note.
but to change your
Change your
brain
mood,
frequency.
Yeah, it changes your mood supposedly.
Well,
and
no,
they-
because there was the like iDozer and things like that.
iDozer, yeah.
Well, there's
So
a
what?
movie
I guess
made.
It was all that. I don't know if you remember. I would listen to that meditation shit and just play
No,
those
no,
frequencies.
that-
and shit.
yeah.
It's the same thing.
There's a movie made early, like 2000. I want to say around 10. It was a B budget, but supposedly there's a town out in the Midwest, fucking buttfuck nowhere, where there's a van going around, and they'd hear frequencies go through in the middle of the nights, or in the middle of the night, and it would be like womp womp womp, you know, like just fucking random pitches, and eventually everybody started going fucking crazy and started offing each other. And it was like just like supposedly the government says, well, it's a fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you kind of see where, all right, well, maybe they would
Well,
do that.
okay. Tying back into the Illuminati shit. Their thing is always hiding out in public.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you, if you believe all the conspiracy theories, they'll tell you in movies this is going to happen. Or this is real. And
Simpsons did it
then
first.
whenever it does come up, they're like, well, we fucking told you. So what the fuck do you want us
Pac
to do?
said Trump was going to be fucking president one day.
That fucking...
That shit is insane.
And Simpsons
The
did it
Simpsons
first.
did it, yeah. The Simpsons had...
That
That shit has creeped me the fuck out because
Yeah.
The Simpsons has called way
Fucking
too much shit.
Goddamn Matt Groening, dude. Holy shit.
And you guys
Well,
brought
if
up
anybody's in the Illuminati.
He's the devil.
yes. You brought up
I
Denver.
thought Flanders was the devil.
Flanders is
That's
the
why my
devil.
mom
I
would never
definitely
watch
have.
that show.
Are you talking about the airport?
There is a
That
conspiracy theory
fucking-
about Denver Airport as well. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but
What
You
about
guys-
Denver Airport?
They
that
have
it
these-
stands above an underground city, which serves as a headquarter for the New World Order.
And there's supposed to be like bunkers and shit down there. There's supposed to be shit for a I don't want to call it a concentration camp, an internment camp, to where if shit starts going down and people are like raiding the fucking area because they know that's where the shit is, they got a place to put a bunch of motherfuckers.
That
There's murals and shit all
and of
over.
death and war.
Yeah.
And
I want to see this
and
place.
I
satanic
wanna go there. I
and
wanna go there.
alleged satanic symbols.
I wanna
And there's
see
like a
it.
fire horse or some shit like that.
That place is fucking huge.
Okay, but a lot of satanic symbols are just old
Pagan symbols.
pagan symbols, and a lot of yeah, I know.
It's a pagan symbol.
My brain's all messed up now.
I
But
get it.
a lot of the ones
That's
that
why I don't
were
like
seen to
talking
be
about conspiracy
bad were
theories.
just for like protection and shit like that. So
Yeah, that's what it says.
Once Christians get a hold of that shit,
That
it is.
don't get on that shit either.
Because it did say alleged
Yeah.
satanic symbols. Basically anything that's not a cross.
But
Yeah.
the whole thought of fucking conspiracies is all alleged.
Even a
You know
cross
what I mean?
is
Like,
still
I
a
know.
pagan symbol.
I know.
What?
So are wreaths and Christmas trees and Easter eggs and.
Don't spew your devil talk at me, bitch.
Oh, I will all day,
God,
motherfucker.
dude, I'm a man of God.
Don't lie. Don't lie to these people or that person listening.
He thinks he's God.
Don't think I'm a God.
Oh,
Think I'm
man.
the
Oh,
second coming
He's like,
of
fuck
God.
you. You've already told me that.
That's true.
I just figured that's where he was going with it.
My God, I'd be
Oh.
Christ.
Oh,
Anyway.
Antichrist.
He doesn't come in peace, though.
Oh.
Comes in a piece.
I come while you're screaming in your ass. Anyway,
Wait, did you say you're screaming in their ass?
sometimes.
Hello.
I love how we all thought the same thing. Hopefully there's not an echo.
If there's an echo, you got bigger problems.
Then my mind
Passing that one
automatically
up.
went to
Like, no,
Pink
not
Floyd.
you.
I was playing ping pong and ding ding.
This shouldn't
Pancakes ever since.
Then
On
my
the
mind
plus
goes
side,
to
though, you
Pink
can do your
Floyd.
double
Hello,
fisting thing that you've
hello.
always wanted to do, so.
God,
So
okay.
what? Hadouken some.
Okay, on that note, I think we should get away from these conspiracy
This
theories.
conspiracy thing is a whole clusterfuck of.
It
just
is.
ideas.
But see, there's no
plethora
end to
of
it.
just,
There's
like,
There's
absolutely no
there's,
end to it.
There is beginnings because events happen, but there is no end.
Well, what about-
And a lot of them tie together and loop to loop and backflip into each
And
other.
there's other ones that just go fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, somebody just threw out some bullshit and it's just like, oh, that makes sense.
It's like, no.
And then that's it. It's like,
Really?
oh yeah, okay. It's like the Epstein thing. Nobody believes that that's a conspiracy theory. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, no, totally. He was murdered.
Oh, and the most recent one here, this is local.
I don't know if I want to get on that fucking
Home-
shit.
I'm just going to bring it up real fast because you said that there was an officer, a white officer, female, who walked into the wrong apartment. She was off duty and drunk and
So
shot.
that was not. I think they said they
They
did
didn't say she was
toxicology,
drunk or not.
and there's no
She was-
proof that she was drunk. However, she didn't submit for it right
away.
that day. So
She was
whatever.
distracted
You
because she
can't.
was sexting.
You
at
can't
the
even.
time.
You can't even.
Okay, so
Don't speculate.
okay, no.
What the facts of the
Pure
case is, it was a
speculation.
white woman mistakenly walking into the wrong apartment. She thought she walked into her apartment. There was
Shot
a
a black
young
dude.
black man. She shot and killed him. That's the facts. That's exactly what happened. She admitted to that.
Yes, she walked into the wrong apartment, killed a man. Now,
The gentleman that testified
Fucking witness.
against, well, it wasn't a witness per se, but he was next door, heard the commotion, saw what the fuck was going on. He testifies against her.
and now he was murdered.
She's sentenced, I believe, on
10 years.
whatever it was, like Tuesday or Wednesday, and then
Oh.
Thursday or Friday, dude's fucking dead.
Don't fuck with cops. That's all I'm saying. It's as
And
simple as
I
that.
try not to be that guy because
That
there's
one
a
seems-
ton of good cops. There is
There
a
are a
ton
shitload of good
good
cops. And you know better than anybody, I'm one of the first people to defend a police officer.
Yes, because they
But
put their
I
lives
also
on the
know
line on a
they're-
regular basis.
yeah,
And-
they
but
are
there is
also big in
just as
covering
many
their
crooked
own.
motherfuckers.
Like,
Yes.
I'm looking out for my family because we're under the shield type shit. Just like military cats, just like any other
They
fucking...
tend to stick together, and I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that
People with power should not stick together.
It's-
exactly.
Awful suspicious
You
is
look
all
at
I'm
it
saying.
with a logical eye, and if you were watching that in a movie before you got to the end and it tells you who the killer is,
Yeah.
you would automatically assume it was
Nigga,
them.
we watch Law and Order. We know.
Again,
Oh, yeah.
SB.
A lot of
The
times
criminal
it's like,
minds
a,
Oh, yeah,
you
criminal
don't matter,
minds.
either way.
I can't tell you this, but
I'm just
watch
saying.
ads, start covering your tracks.
Yeah.
Wink,
because they're
wink,
coming after
nudge,
you.
nudge.
There's some motherfucking
Again.
shady shit going on, dude. I'm
Again,
just
this
saying.
is all theory. It is not
I
fact.
have a
purely
question.
speculation.
I have a question. This is not back in the 50s whenever everybody used to leave their door unlocked. I have walked up to the wrong apartment before, but when my key
It's
does not
happened.
fit in the door, like, how do you walk into the wrong apartment?
You look
I
up and go,
don't
oh
understand.
shit, and walk away.
That
Act
happened.
like nothing ever happened.
We had a fucking apartment in Mesquite right there off of fucking Town East, and we were just sitting on the couch watching fucking TV, and some dude just walked in the fucking door. And I just kind of looked. I was like, what the fuck? And he was just like, oh, shit. And realized he was in the wrong apartment. He's like, oh, my bad. I think he was drunk. And then he shuts the door and walks the fuck out. And he was like,
was the door locked?
No, it wasn't. Because I think we just come inside from like smoking or some shit. So it was just unlocked.
Something weird about locks, dude.
No, ever since then, the door's fucking locked.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. Or every time, rather.
Fuck a bunch of that shit.
See, I just don't understand that because, I mean...
And supposedly there was electronic locks on those fucking doors. So if the door was shut, it should have automatically locked.
What I'm curious about is, alright, what would have happened had Homeboy have shot her ass instead? You know what I mean?
He'd have been strung up in the middle of the fucking street. Because it would have been a black kid killing a white cop. Off duty, not whatever the situation.
Which is bullshit in the first place, because it should have just been a motherfucker shot a cop.
That's what
whatever.
I've told her. It shouldn't be a thing of a white woman did this to a black guy. It should be somebody killed an innocent person in their own home. That's it.
And that's all it should
leave
be.
Gender,
race, and-
all
It's
that
not
bullshit
like
out.
that.
I was gonna
Everything
say,
you
I
fucking
kinda
hear
feel
goes to this white kid fucking did this to this black kid, or this fucking Mexican kid was killed by this fucking white cop, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm fucking sick of
I
this
have
shit,
a conspiracy theory that the reason why it keeps coming to the whole race thing is because people keep
We keep
posing
it
the
going?
question of, well, what would have happened if it would have been the black person who went against the white person or shit like that? Because if we just let that shit go and stop putting the race into it in the first place.
See, but that also ties back into New World Order and Illuminati
They wanna
and
keep
the
us
government.
against each other, so
yes,
we don't
they want us
unite
divided.
against
We all do that
So
shit.
they always
though.
put
It's a
those
helter-skelter
spins.
thing, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we all do that, because she's told me, hey, dude, I had this guy fucking hit on me. And I'm going to say at least fucking 6 out of fucking 10, I'm like, was it a black dude? You know what I mean? Or just...
In all fairness,
it's
you're
not
playing
even-
the odds in the
I
area
am.
she's
It's
in.
not even like fucking, oh, what was he type deal. It's just
See,
chances
but that's
are.
the thing is that's we're
And it really
conditioned
shouldn't matter.
that way.
It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, we're conditioned
Yeah, I
that
know.
way. We've been in the media. We've looked or we've been fed these headlines of
The
black
salacious, the black
child
dude molested this thing.
white
It's fucked up.
The
girl.
Mexican
Whenever you're-
dude touched this kid.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whenever
Sold
you're
drugs
trying to
there.
identify somebody and you say, their color to help, narrow down, that's one thing. Like, if I were to say he's a 5'7" male, do you know how many 5'7" males there are? Like, you got to narrow it down
Well,
just
that
a
makes
little
it
bit.
different.
So,
Just,
like, if
That's
if
what
But
she
then
said.
at the
that's
same
case-
time, if you say that he's black, then some people might go to her being a white woman
Yeah.
and say that she's being
She's
racist.
just being a racist.
And it's just like, no, that's a fucking fact.
Yeah.
So I see both sides of it where they are
Yeah.
creating
Because
divisiveness,
you've
but
had
at the
people
same
where they're
time,
like, why they gotta be black? Nigga, I don't know why they have to be
why was he?
That's
Ask
what the
their
motherfucker
mama.
was.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Maybe he's mulatto. I don't fucking know.
Yes, but that feeds into the higher
The us
powers.
and
or-
them.
yeah, the powers that
And
be.
that's never gonna go the fuck away.
It always will be that way, dude. I
It's
had
the
a
haves and
very,
the have-nots.
a person that I respected very much told me one time, the only time there will ever be world peace at all, even for just a brief minute, is if aliens invaded.
Yeah.
And that's the only time, because then it would truly be us against them.
But it's a new kind of
Yeah.
them. We'll just take all the shit that we've been
Exactly.
doing here
Exactly.
and put it out there. So now it's all of us against them. So we still got something to fight
And then
against.
once they fucking left or whatever happened,
it would
we
go
go
back.
right back to our same bullshit.
No, it would be like what we were talking about on the fucking aliens episode. They would realize that their science experiment is fucked, and
we'd
they
be
would
dead.
torch the motherfucker. Just like, nah, we're done with this shit.
It would be like kind of 9/11-ish because September 12th, everyone was the most patriotic. Everyone was the most.
We were united as a country for once.
Yes.
Against them.
Yeah,
And-
but
it
it's
was
still,
it was a
yeah.
new-
It was a new
and that's
them.
what Carlos Mencia said. It's a new, or maybe it was Rogan. I don't remember.
It was a new them. That's all there is.
Yeah,
to it.
like you went from one brown, you were hating the Mexicans at that point, to, okay, well now instead of the Mexicans taking our jobs, it's the fucking Arabs trying to kill us.
I think it was Ralphie May, to be honest.
And now we're right back on the Mexicans.
Oh, yeah. it
Muslim
was
is
rough.
gonna get you.
That's right. You're right. Okay,
Now
it
we're
was
right
rough.
back on Mexicans and how they fuck us up. Even though we're still at fucking war with these niggas for some goddamn reason.
Oil.
What?
I mean, not oil.
I don't even hear a whole lot about. I mean, I guess
We're
it's
still-
because I
we're
don't.
still at war.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the whole
Those
everybody
wars-
hating Mexicans. Like,
No, that's
Our
that,
president wants to build a wall. That
No,
Mexico.
okay, I did
was
hear about
supposed to
that.
build.
But like I said, I guess it's because I don't listen to the news.
You're
because
smart and you stay the fuck away from
I
it.
only listen to people, and that's not the problems with races that I normally hear about.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I know where you travel in our area, so.
Well, I'm the only white person on the bus. That gets uncomfortable. I'm like, I didn't do it. Like, it
I
wasn't
swear,
me.
nigga.
It was not
I'm
me.
sorry for
No,
my
you need to pull
ancestors
that
that couldn't
Christopher
afford
Titus
anybody.
shit. My name is Whitey, and I apologize. Like, just walk around like that, and everything will be fine.
You should just wear a sandwich board. I did not own
Oh,
slaves.
I thought you were gonna talk about fucking Die Hard.
No!
Like, god damn, dude, you're trying to get her
I've talked to
killed.
people
I
about
have-
that,
I
like
have
the whole
one-
fucking white people. Like, I was like, dude, my old lady's family were fucking dirt poor. They're fucking farmers
They
and
did-
shit.
yeah,
that
they
couldn't-
didn't have
couldn't
anything
afford
better.
shit like
Yeah.
that. You can, and it sounds like a luxury. I couldn't afford myself a slave. Like, I couldn't buy a person from my family. You know, but that's the way it is.
No, we
And
were
that's
poor. That's why they had
fucking
kids.
people
we
are
had
bitching.
we had kids so that we could, make
Slaves.
laborers.
Yeah,
Slaves.
absolutely,
Yeah, but I mean, like, I have this
Child labor's
one
awesome.
driver. Most of the people that I run across are actually really cool. I just have this one driver who always has to get up on her high horse every time I'm
Of
on the bus.
course it's a
and
woman.
Yes. Yes.
I
Oh
hate
my
to be
God.
sexist, but
It's the same one that I told you about whose grandbaby was.
Oh,
They
yeah,
tried
yeah,
to put her
yeah.
grandbaby in the hospital for 500 sugars, and
Oh.
the daughter wouldn't allow it because she had to go to work.
And she praised her for
Yeah,
it.
and she thought she was a
Fucking
strong
idiot.
woman. That whatever.
Anyway.
But
outta here.
that particular one, it's not like it's a big thing. Just wanted to point that out. It's not my whole trip.
That's fair.
it's an isolated incident.
All right. Well, on that theoretical note,
Randomness.
randomness.
That's all we
I guess
have.
we'll wrap it up for this one. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook and
Same bat time, same bat channel.
so long. And thanks for all the fish.
Only money can say that.
No,
That's
I know it too.